And that intro is so much better than the AC3 remaster one. Oh, Haven, indeed. A legend. But also a bit of a tragic character. Okay, I'm just going to do the CPU fix real quick, so the game does actually run smooth. Because I'm not playing this on old hardware anymore, and the game doesn't know how to utilize the modern CPUs. And let's go back. 1% Atlantic Ocean. We played for a total of 40 minutes so far. Yeah, not sure I've ever done such a short first part of like AC3 before. Probably not. That's right, Afro, yeah, it's the affinity fix with the CPU. I usually just go ahead and disable the first core. So it doesn't utilize that one anymore and has to, you know, do the other ones. Technically, it could be better to just disable everyone but one, then re-enable everyone again, but given how often I have to do that, you know, I usually just go ahead and just disable the first one. Saves me a few clicks. I can actually make that permanent though. There's like a way to kind of like run it as a command. So the game launches with the correct affinity changes. I should probably go ahead and one of these days set it up.
Mr. Kenway.
Captain?
Whatever they're up to, I believe it's coming to a head.
I'd best get to work.
Would actually be interesting. I never heard one suggest a AC3 remake before, but honestly, with this game, I could see it for sure.
We're not provisioned for such luxuries.
It's not right that you should feast on lamb and wine whilst we're stuck with tinned fish and biscuits.
Someone needs to have words with him.
Mills tried. Captain turned him away.
Then he must try again, with more force if need be.
I feel like, you know, Black Flag needs a remake less than AC3 for sure. Because AC3 had a lot of great ideas, but the execution didn't always work out 100%. Black Flag feels more like a refined experience. To me at least. I still love AC3. Perhaps, probably even more than Black Flag to be honest. Just from like a, you know, Assassin's Creed standpoint. But yeah. There's definitely some things in AC3 that need working. Like, you know, for example, the stealth system is, yeah, not my favorite in this game to say the least. Yeah, I think that's the thing, you know, they kind of worked on AC3 for a long time, but it was clearly very ambitious and probably a bit too ambitious, you know. It's like a similar situation to Unity, you know, where the game's kind of like aged pretty well in some regards, or they've kind of like been, you know, innovators in a way. But also came with its own shortcomings. No worries, Aura. Hope you enjoy lunch. Tenny said they still don't understand the homestead system. Yeah, honestly, I didn't really get too much into that either on my first 2 playthroughs or so of AC3. But now I really love it. But it's one of those things, you know, I really actually love the homestead system a lot now, but it's definitely overcomplicated. feels a bit to me like, you know, the crafting and alchemy system in Witcher 3, which many people didn't really get into because they couldn't be bothered. And it's definitely not the most, like, straightforward system. But when you get really into it, it can be quite fun.
You looking for another fight? That it? Go away.
Hello, Vermomic. Yeah, that's how I was understanding it. You know, the homestead system with, yeah, you know, the crafting and the different levels and stuff. At least that's how I interpreted it. Hello, Herr Saint. Welcome in, dude. Guten Abend, Herr Saint. How are you doing? I keep forgetting. In this game, to open up a database entry, it's press start. In Rogue and Black Flag, I think, it looks like the same button, but it's actually hold select instead. So press start in AC3, hold select in Rogue. That's not confusing whatsoever. One thing I absolutely love in the database in this game is that you have recent entries and they're kind of like actually ordered chronological, you know, by which one you had last. And going over one doesn't disable the check mark. Because often when you just hover over like an entry, you know, by accident, it marks it as like, oh, you read this already. But here you have to actively press an entry to kind of like get into it and clear it of being read. Which, with the type of playthroughs I'm doing and reading a lot, you know, it's quite handy having that system. But in general, AC3's database is immense. There's like so much to learn. One of those databases they put the most amount of effort into. But considering it's like American history, it was understandable that they've done that. Because otherwise it was a cluster of short stories in the make shit plays nice gameplay loop. Yeah, pretty much. The classic renovate, you know, your own shit gameplay mechanic in Assassin's Creed. Which I personally really like. I always love having like a home base you can invest time into and resources. And yeah, the homestead for me personally is still like one of the best kind of like home bases in Assassin's Creed. To me it really feels like a living, you know, society kind of community. And I feel like they tried to do the same with Ravensthorpe and Valhalla, like create like the same vibe, I guess. And I actually really like Ravensthorpe and Valhalla, but it didn't quite hit the same for me. I guess there were like also the difficulty of like always having Ravensthorpe as like your hub from which you start all kinds of content. Which means you had at some point just maybe too many NPCs. We booked some tickets to attend a beer festival with your older brother this Saturday, and there will be 2 beer pairings with meals. One by Brasserie Cantillon. So looking forward to some moderate hedonism over the weekend. That sounds really nice, Saint. I definitely hope you enjoy it. That you get to taste a nice beer and, you know, enjoy yourself. Also with some nice food. Definitely hope you enjoy that. Yeah, so technically I guess I should do the same because I'm actually tomorrow driving into Bavaria. And they just recently celebrated Oktoberfest, which is like, I guess, one of the biggest festivals around beer ever. But I'm actually not much of a beer drinker, so probably not. Whoever invented butter chicken should win a Nobel Prize. 100%. It's like one of my absolute favorite dishes. And yeah, I love cooking it too. You can make such a good butter chicken at home as well. It's actually quite easy. But yeah, like butter chicken is probably my favorite kind of like. The question is, I guess, can you call it like a proper Indian dish? It's like, I guess, definitely designed towards the palate of like Europeans maybe and Americans. But yeah, I definitely love it regardless. Butter chicken with naan is a fire combo, even if it's a stereotypical dish. Especially when you have some fresh cilantro on there. Ah, Mills, the Templar trying to kill Haven. Exactly, the Templar. You were tired and a little hungover yesterday, Oat, and ordered some for lunch. Fix everything. That definitely is one of those, you know, meals that kind of like fills you up nicely. And is kind of like very comforting. But also it's one of those dishes I wouldn't only have in like the colder season, you know, I can definitely have it all year long. Like even in hot summer days, it's still nice. But yeah, it's definitely also like, you know, having like so many spices in it. It makes it so nice. A bit late for Oktoberfest, isn't it? A little bit, yeah. I'm not sure when exactly Oktoberfest ended, but I think it was like pretty early in October. We don't actually celebrate it over here. I mean, there's probably some people who do celebrate it, or like, you know, some kind of like bars and whatnot where they have like, you know, Oktoberfest themes and whatnot. But it's definitely much more of a southern and like Bavarian kind of like thing in Germany. You have no idea about the origins of butter chicken? Me neither, not 100%. I mean, I know that tikka masala is pretty much entirely originating from like Indian immigrants coming to Britain, I guess. Which is why it's also like the national dish, I think, of England. It's kind of funny, isn't it? That chicken tikka masala is like the national dish of England. But yeah, England, or I guess Great Britain, is just one of those places where they've been constantly influenced by, you know, people coming there. If it's the Anglo-Saxons, you know, the Vikings, the French. Levi recently told me a fun fact that there's more French words in the dictionary, or French originating words, than English. At least in the official dictionary. That's how much the English language has been influenced by French. Now, of course, not all of those are, you know, actively being, you know, used anymore today, but it's still in the dictionary, you know, of the English language. Wasn't Oktoberfest created for the 1-week marriage celebrations of a German prince to some chick, and then they just kept the tradition? Honestly, I have no idea. Was never really like much of a topic where I grew up. Like I'm from like the northern Germany part, so like the complete opposite. And most of what I learned is like from just the excesses there and like, you know, seeing it in the TV and news, and I guess that so many people who are not from Germany associate Germany with Oktoberfest and like all the Bavarian traditions. That's really funny to me because, you know, I don't really have much to do with like Bavarian culture. But often it's very synonymously used for like German culture. But yeah, I have no idea about the origins of Oktoberfest. I don't know what your favorite home base would be in AC, if they're all pretty basic. You don't know none of them very in-depth enough outside of AC, you say the Vineyard in Witcher 3. The Vineyard was really good in the Blood and Wine DLC. It was kind of cool to have a place to call home with Geralt. I guess it wouldn't really have made that much sense for the main game, but at the point of the story where he is in Blood and Wine was definitely really fitting. And I also liked, you know, the renovator and the guy who kept the whole house in check. Was he like called Baltas Brasidas or something? That is kind of funny. England does have a history of adopting things from other cultures. That's one way to say that, yeah. It's definitely been, you know, very influenced by cultures coming there, but ultimately, you know, with the age of colonialism, you know, increasingly influenced by what they brought back, I guess, from visiting, as a euphemism, other countries. Exactly, Afro, yeah, you know, there's been like a huge influence from the French onto England. And yeah, it's definitely really interesting, kind of like investigate, you know, how many people actually came to England and kind of like dominated the culture so much for, you know, stretches of time. But I definitely post that video in Discord. Would definitely not mind seeing that. Wine time. As I like to say in Odyssey, in the Legacy of the First Blade DLC. At least there's always wine. The glorious love relationship between Cassandra and... what was his name? About how the English language changed after the conquest. Oh, that's cool. BB short form. That's true, that's easier to memorize there. Everybody benefits, especially you. Yeah, another guy who's also really into wine. Marcos. Lewis Moats is a deckhand originally from where we British somewhat optimistically call sunny Brighton. He got his love of the sea from his father, who was also a sailor. He first took young Lewis to sea with him at the age of 10, sailing from London to Boston on a vessel named the Windward. As he grew older, Moats kept working as a merchant marine, traveling the world and gaining a reputation as a reliable and level-headed sailor. He joined the crew of Providence in 1752, staying with the captain and crew through a variety of hardships, but by 1755 he was thinking of moving on. By 1755? Dude, we're in 1754. And it's gonna be in this year that Lewis Moats will actually die. Unless they mean that by 1755 he moved on to the other world, then yes. Yeah, Marcos was the wine dude at the Vineyard early, but I was actually talking about the romantic relationship that Cassandra has in the DLC. Nakatas or something? Was that his name? With whom Cassandra actually conceived a child. I've completely erased the Odyssey facts from my mind. I'm at least trying to, but it doesn't successfully work. There's always one word that keeps popping in my mind. Sometimes I just wake up at night and hear it. Somewhere far away. Something like Malaka, Malaka, Malaka. Natakus. I'm pretty sure that wasn't the name. But I thought it was Natakas, but I might be wrong. You're also haunted by Odyssey. Even people who enjoy Odyssey are haunted by Odyssey.
Quite the basting you gave Graves and Quill.
Wasn't by choice.
Aye. Blockheads, the both of them. Where are my manners? Louis Mills. Pleased to meet you.
Ethan Kenway. So, should I be watching my back?
I think the boys learned their lesson. They're normally not so nasty. Honest, it's just the past few crossings have been a bit rough.
Oh?
Captain's trying to cut costs. Reduced rations, lower wages, more dangerous cargo. It's put the crew on edge.
Is there cause for concern, then?
Not if I can help it. But the captain needs to think about the way he treats his men.
Spoken like a true assassin. It's kind of sad what happens to Louis Mills. But he probably shouldn't have tried to take on Haven by himself. Yeah, that's how it starts. First you dance, then you shave a bet. But it gets lonely at sea. You even have to dance with your best mate. Natakos, I don't know how it's spelled. Natakas, apparently. Okay. That's what I thought how it was spelled, but I couldn't really say for certain. It's been so long since I actually played the DLC. Natakas was kind of weak. Yeah, it definitely didn't really seem to fit for me too much that Cassandra would have him as a partner. I mean, you know, opposites attract each other, I guess, but I didn't really feel much of a, you know, kind of like energy between them. Haven, my jolly good man. Haven is definitely a player. I like him quite a lot in the introduction. It does change a bit later, like once he kind of tries to manipulate Connor and, you know, is doing all that. My sympathies towards him kind of get a bit lower, but I do love him in the early beginning and playing as him. I forgot how much like an oil painting this game looks like. Yeah, that's sometimes really interesting with AC games, you know, where they take the inspirations from. I'm not sure, but it wouldn't surprise me if they were intentionally making it like an oil painting. Because, for example, in Valhalla, they used a lot of romantic, like 18th, 19th century, like paintings about medieval times. Because in that kind of like artistic movement, I guess, you know, was really like back to nature, and the Middle Ages kind of like represented it. It's kind of like a contra movement, I guess, to the Industrial Revolution in a way. So they painted like lots of paintings about Middle Ages and older kind of like buildings and stuff. So a lot of Valhalla's art direction is directly inspired by those paintings. So who knows? Maybe they've done something similar with AC3. Sing as a shanty. There's some pretty good songs actually in the AC3 journey here. It didn't make it into Rogue or Black Flag.
I ain't got nothing to say to you.
his hat off.
You there! I have some questions for you.
That's nice, but I ain't got time to gossip. Probably wouldn't have anything useful to share anyway. You want information? Try the cook or the doctor. Everyone's always chatting them up.
Okay, let's talk to the doctor this time. Yeah. I don't know, there's something weird about Rebecca's build, I feel like. It definitely doesn't match the build that she has in like earlier AC games. Like her shoulders are like super broad. Which looks a bit odd. But yeah, in general, like some of the character models have a bit of weird proportions. Especially once you get to like the kids of the dwarves or something.
Doctor, if you have a moment.
Have you taken him?
Oh, nothing like that. I was wondering if you'd heard any rumblings of trouble aboard.
What sort of trouble?
Unusual complaints or grievances? Men taking issue with the captain or
You
the
sound
passengers?
just like James. Like I told him, I've been much too busy with my research to notice anything not work-related.
And where might I find James?
The galley's your best bet. Now, if you'll excuse me...
He's like, I don't want to have anything to do with this. And leave me in peace to study. That's the thing with Syndicate, because like all of the modern day cutscenes were like completely mocapped, I guess. It's 100% based on like real humans and their emotions and like figures, I guess.
Are you James?
Aye,
Hatham Kenway. Pleased to meet you.
I know who you are.
I was hoping you could answer some questions.
I figured as much, but not here. Follow me. So, what do you want to know?
Have you seen or heard anything out of the ordinary since we left port? Anything that gives cause for concern?
Some of the men have been gathering at night on the upper deck. I've only caught bits of their conversations, so I couldn't say for certain what they're up to. But I suspect it bodes ill.
Is it a mutiny they're planning?
All I know is they've little love for the captain. Mills has been trying to talk him down, but there's only so much one man can do.
Thank you for the information.
I only wish to see us reach the colonies alive.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Smells like mutiny, no kidding. But yeah, no wonder with how the captain behaves himself. I like how even the, captain's cabin is just basically complete chaos, and there's like scrolls lying on the ground everywhere, books. I think if he ever had glorious days, somewhere long past.
You must expose whatever they're plotting.
Your crew's a tight-lipped bunch, but I'll see what I can do.
Well, hurry up.
Evening, sir.
How are things?
Calm and quiet. Just the way I like it. What brings you topside?
Thought I'd wander a bit. Stretch my legs. That's all.
Take care where you tread. The deck hides all manner of danger in the dark.
What was that? Someone's throwing cargo overboard. But why?
What a lovely gentleman. I know, right? Just the type of captain you wanna have. He thinks he has drunk much whiskey. Much whiskey and rum. Till his conscience is gone.
He's cut our rations again. Claims we're not provisioned for such luxuries.
It's not right that you should feast on lamb and wine whilst we're stuck with tinned biscuits.
Curious. Most curious.
Couldn't be a trail or something, Haven. Hold on, there's actually one more conversation we can have here. Again with notes. I think this might just be a repetition, but...
Quite the basting you gave Graves and Quill.
Wasn't by choice.
Aye. Blockheads, the both of them. Where are my manners? Louis Mills. Pleased to meet you.
Hatham Kenway.
Okay, it's just a repetition here. For some reason you can talk to him on multiple occasions. Triggering the same dialogue there. So that finishes the 25th of May. The next day is gonna be the 30th of May. And also day 33 of traveling.
Any news?
Each night it's the same. I scout one area, and they drop the painted barrels from another. I'm going to need to recruit an extra pair of eyes. Maybe James or Mills.
Why are they doing this?
Near as I can tell, the barrels serve as markers. They're leaving a trail. My fear is it's only a matter of time before whoever's following it...
Ship sighted aft! She's making ready to fire!
Beat to quarters, men! Ready the... Brace! Everybody down! A warning shot! Seems they don't mean to sink us, but board us instead! Man the cannons! Make ready to fight! I want you below decks!
Why? Let me help you secure the ship.
Do you know how to rig a sail? To load a cannon? To wage war at sea? I didn't think so. Now return to your cabin, or do I need to have you escorted? Secure the hatch!
Hatham.
Have you been topside? A ship's appeared and means to board us. It's strange. There's no sign of mutiny aboard. Doesn't make sense.
Ah, but it does.
What do you mean?
Did you think you could escape from London so easily after what you did at the Opera? That we wouldn't notice? That we wouldn't follow?
Ah. So that's what this is about.
Surrender, and I will see that you are treated with honor.
If you wish to treat me with honor, give me a sword.
Are you sure this is how you want to play it?
stay below decks.
I did as you asked. Only Mills was there waiting for me. He's the one that drew that ship here. There was no mutiny, only him.
What do they want?
Me.
Then they can have you.
Is that so?
They'll catch us anyway. There's nothing to be done.
I can think of something.
You wish us to sail into the storm?
It's our only chance.
I won't do it.
Then I will.
All right, all right.
Things going pretty smoothly here. Later that day.
We need those ropes secured! I told you this was madness.
Arm yourself. I'll fix your sail for you.
And this was really tricky with the no-hut challenge, because I had like no idea which rigging or sail I had to like fix. It was basically just trial and error. Yes, it in his blood, Captain. That is true. Bit of a shame that Have never really learned the ways of the sea here. But it's definitely in his blood. Yeah, oops. It's fine. The storm looks bad, Captain. Prepare for fire. Yeah, that's how fast it can go sometimes, Dr. Darling. It's like, do you know anything about, you know, rigging a sail and stuff? No. Couple hours later, yeah, let me just do it. I'm gonna fix the entire ship now for you.
We need more speed! Loose the sails! Hate them! You take the foremast! James, to the mainmast with you! Get off the rigging! Secure that tackle!
Give me leave!
Gonna see Lee soon enough. Don't worry about it. Hello there, Lethargic. Welcome in.
Hurry! I can't hold on much longer!
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Oh, I think Ada's dead. Sunk with a ship. Alright, so this is day 72, which means it's time for Rogue again. But I have made it. They escaped the storm and the following ship. That's a good news. It's kind of interesting that there isn't another day in between day 33 and 72. You know, the whole aftermath of, you know, how the crew reacts to, you know, Lewis being dead and if they trust Haven. And, yeah, the situation definitely changed quite a bit on the ship. But they probably also didn't want to make the whole ship sequence even longer than it already is. Lee, give me Lee. Hello, Valucinda, welcome in. Yeah, welcome to...
Greet you. The Lord of the Duat awaits.
Lord of the Duat awaits. It's going pretty good. Yeah, we played one mission of Rogue, then went back to AC3 for 2 more days of traveling with Haven. And now we're going back again to Rogue. It's a bit of jumping back and forth today. But yeah, it's going pretty good. Hope you're having a nice day so far. We be sinking, Captain. Ada's lost on the other ship. Yeah, that's how it kind of like seemed like to me. You know, like Haven was screaming for Ada, and Ada was like, well, I'm doing the Leonardo DiCaprio here. Titanic style. Or Titanic, I guess, in English. Ada, wait. I forced the whole ship crew to sail into the eye of a sea storm. Yeah, and I'm proud of it. It's kind of funny how they have the exit to desktop with like 3 dots behind it. Like Ubisoft is being like, do you really want to exit to desktop? Do you? Don't you wanna keep playing our game? But yes, I really wanna, because I can't continue playing. The timeline doesn't allow. Even if I'd rather play AC3 than Rogue. Oh, very nice, Lucinda. That's great to hear. It's definitely cool that you can, you know, work from home, and that's also been chill for you. That you will be done soon. Thank you for the lurk, Seraph. And also... never mind, my insults don't work when I'm in AC3.